It's been moved and seconded that the delegates uphold the committee's recommendation to deny the appeal. It's my understanding the appellant is at mic 3. You have 5 minutes, brother.
Thank you, Brother Chairman. Good afternoon, brothers and sisters, and delegates and officers of the IBEW. It's an honor for me to address you here this afternoon. My name is Speranza. I'm a 41-year member of Local 353 in Toronto. In 1995, I was given the opportunity to work as an organizer for my local union and the challenge to go out into the residential and organize a union where there was none. Within 2 months, we had certification votes for the top 6 contractors. We actually had elections, all 6 in the same week, and won all 6. From there, we went on until about 95% of the house wiring in the Greater Toronto area was being done union, and is to this day. I was involved in negotiating the contractor for the low-rise house wiring and represented them while I continued as an organizer. I worked as an organizer in various capacities for 10 years in Ontario and was involved in many successful campaigns, large and small, in all sectors of the trade. Through the years, I've continued to attend all the low-rise residential meetings and follow the progress of those members I helped bring into the IBEW. I believe that as a member of Local 353, I am entitled to attend all union meetings that take place in my local union. All collective bargaining agreements that my local union enters into affect me as a member of the local union. The IBEW Constitution states that any meeting that affects me as a member, I am entitled to attend. The low-rise sector contributes to the same local union funds I do, and therefore any collective agreement entered into by my local union affects me as a member. I was told by some of the local 353 officers that because I was not working under the low-rise agreement, that I could not participate and vote. My position is that even if I cannot participate and vote, I, as a member, am entitled to attend. I believe attending union meetings to be one of the most important duties that I, as a member, have, and I attend all local union meetings, including the low-rise residential meetings. I believe the local 353 officers attempted to deny me attendance is a political tactic designed to limit my exposure to members that could potentially support me in a local union election, and as such, is unbecoming of what I believe to be proper and fair in a union brotherhood such as the IBEW, the union of hearts and minds. Brother Stevenson stated to the convention in his remarks on Tuesday afternoon, and I'll quote, "If we don't fight hard enough for the things we represent, do we really represent them?" An awesome quote, Brother Stevenson. I intend to fight for the things I believe the IBEW represents, and the freedom of speech and my right to attend local union meetings are worth fighting for, in my opinion. Brothers and sisters, if we are to have
1 minute, brother.
If we are to have our own internal system of justice, we need to make it fair. We cannot allow double standards and processes that do not follow the precepts of natural justice that justice systems in Canada and the U.S. are based upon. When I challenge a trial board chairman about the fairness of the trial board process, and he responds, "This is not a court of law," what is he saying? Is he saying that we in the IBEW don't need to be fair? We must be fair, brothers and sisters, to be credible and respectable. It's a cornerstone principle, and we can't build a strong union without observing these cornerstone principles without exception. When a charging party says to me, the rights of the many outweigh the rights of the individual, he is telling me that he does not understand what inalienable rights are. My rights are my rights. The rights of others do not outweigh them. And if I may, Mr. Chair,
we're going to go to mic 5.
Is it working? Okay. Brothers and sisters, my name is Bill Daniels, and I'm the International Vice President for the 1st District of Canada, and I rise to speak in support of the committee's recommendation. Brother Speranza is an inside journeyman wireman who, at the time that he was charged, worked for ES Fox in the industrial, commercial, and institutional sector, which is known as the ICI. The meeting that Brother Speranza was ejected from was a specially called ratification meeting for the low-rise residential members only. This agreement is a totally separate agreement from the ICI under which Brother Speranza was working. When Brother Speranza attempted to enter the meeting chairman referred to the IBEW basic laws and policies, and very specifically that provision of the basic laws and policies which states special meetings can be called only by the business manager or general chairman of the railroad councils or the executive board, and only that business for which a special meeting was called can be discussed or transacted. And very importantly, only local union members affected by the agreement shall be permitted to participate and vote. Given that the special called meeting was strictly a low-rise collective bargaining agreement ratification meeting, where no other business was being conducted, the chairman concluded that in accordance with the aforementioned provisions of the basic laws and policies, Brother Speranza wasn't eligible to attend because he didn't work under and he wasn't affected by the low-rise agreement. Consequently, Brother Speranza was directed to leave the meeting by the chairman. Brother Speranza refused to comply with the chairman's directive. Instead, he used abusive language and directed it at the chairman. The meeting chairman indicated during the investigation of these charges that he advised Brother Speranza at least 3 times that if he refused to leave the meeting, the chairman would be forced to suspend the meeting until such time as Brother Speranza complied. Brother Speranza continued to ignore the chairman's directive, and as a consequence, the low-rise residential ratification meeting was suspended for approximately 30 minutes. During this time, the building owner was summoned and also asked Brother Speranza to leave. Brother Speranza again refused. At this time, the police were summoned, and upon their arrival and direction, Brother Speranza finally left the meeting. During my review of the appeal, I found that Brother Speranza was found guilty by Local Union 353 of four violations of the IBEW Constitution. In his appeal, I gave Brother Speranza every consideration and upheld his appeal on 3 of the 4 charges and subsequently reduced his penalty to only 1 of the 4 original violations. That left the only charge and issue before this convention to be whether Brother Speranza disrupted the peace and harmony of that meeting. Brothers and sisters, given the tape-recorded evidence that was submitted to me by Brother Speranza himself, there's no doubt in my mind that Brother Speranza did in fact disturb the peace and harmony of that special called meeting, and as such, disrupted one of the most important meetings that can be conducted, the ratification of a collective bargaining agreement. He swore at and ignored the request of the chair, he ignored the request of the building owner, and he only left at the request of the police. Given those facts, I ask that you uphold the recommendation of the Appeals Committee and deny Brother Speranza's appeal to the Convention. Thank you.
The mics are clear. No other discussion. The motion is to accept the committee's recommendation and deny the appeal. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried. I now dismiss the grievance and appeal